How many hours do you spend sitting in front of the computer, working, editing, rendering, color grading? I know this well since I'm always glued to the timeline. After 8 hours in DaVinci or Premiere, your back suffers. Those of us who spend many hours in front of the computer know that a good chair isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. But what if there was a chair that literally moved with you? One that not only supports you, but understands your posture, adapts when you change angles, or when you're checking any task. Well, today on TechGround, I'm bringing you something different, and it's this chair that we have here to try out today. The LiberNovo OMNI is an ergonomic chair that promises to be the world's first dynamic chair. It aims to combine the best of both worlds, the ergonomics and support of a professional office chair with the style and presence of a gaming chair. It features a built-in battery that lets you get a spinal massage, a 160-degree recline, a biomechanical backrest as you can see, and an elegant design besides being super comfortable. So is this the perfect office chair for gamers or editors? Join me, because we're going to check it all out here on TechGround. Alright, you're probably wondering who built this, and the brand behind this is LiberNovo, a really young company that's making a name for itself. In the world of ergonomic chairs, and especially when it comes to applying technology, their idea is very simple but quite ambitious, for chairs to stop being static objects and become part of human movement. With this Omni, they want to compete directly with established brands like Herman Miller or even Steelcase. But by adding that touch of engineering and adaptive technology that sets them apart from the rest of the competition. If you enjoy content on technology, setups, productivity, or our reviews, be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications. Here at TechGround, we always analyze what can improve your life and your daily routine. And of course, technology adapted for every type of user. So before we continue, I'll leave you with the unboxing so you can see how we assembled it and how long it took us, okay? We're going to go ahead and open up this new Liebherr Omni. As always, I'm going to set the timer to see how long it takes me to assemble it with the tools that come with it. We have two boxes, a big one for the chair and a small one, probably the step or footrest. I'm starting the stopwatch with a cardboard assembly guide, so what do we have here? First, the base, the bottom part, the headrest, and the tall kits. It says the wheels are included, the central neck, the lever, and tools. This is great. The central support, let's say the base, where all the wheels will go, the headrest, which looks to be of pretty good quality. Big piece of cardboard. This looks like the backrest. Yes, it's the backrest with the rear blades, the central structure, where the whole mounting and reclining system will go. And the seat with the armrests? Are you already looking at all the components? So we've spent 4 minutes opening the box. Okay, this just needs 2 clicks here. That's what you have to fit in. We've been at this for 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, the chair is assembled, including opening it, taking out the pieces, and pausing to watch and show her. But look, the only thing left is to put in the battery we have here, a battery that charges via USB-C. It's a 2,200 milliamp hour battery rated at 23 watt hours. We placed it here. There it goes in, see? Is it fitted? It only takes about 20 minutes, okay? Once the chair is assembled, as we said, the footrest is still missing. So another little piece of cardboard, the top part, an arm, the base, and the stand, which is for the feet, which goes on the floor. This one here is to lift it, and it has the non-slip pads. Down here, this goes right here. Well, before this, you have to put in the mast, like this, a little wheel and 2 pegs. This goes here, the small wheel and back adjusts the height so we can select what we want. Oh, the position is with this up. This part here is for your feet, ticky, 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 and this part here is for your calves, your ankles. All right, as always, first the design and construction. As you can see, once it's assembled, this LiberNovo OMNI really stands out, but without being extravagant or overly flashy. Alright, it's designed for users between 1.58 m and 1.90 m tall, with a maximum recommended weight of 136. I like its hybrid style, as I said before. It feels like the ideal middle ground between an ergonomic chair, the typical traditional mesh chair, and a modern gaming chair. It keeps a professional, clean, and elegant look, but with character-adding details. It has angular lines, visible supports, and combined materials that give it that look that makes it stand out from the ordinary. Let's discuss materials and structure before covering each part in detail. The base and the main frame are made of technical nylon reinforced with fiberglass, and this is a material that is very strong and slightly flexible. That controlled elasticity is the key to allowing the dynamic system to work without relying on rigid metal parts. Okay, that would make it heavier and less consistent. The backrest system is impressive. Literally, it's a technology I hadn't seen in a chair before. And there are 8 flexible panels, 14 dual connections, and 16 spherical electric pivots, which act like a small exoskeleton. Alright, each panel will adjust to your movement and distribute the pressure evenly across your entire back. That's really important for us to know because it makes a radical difference compared to other chairs, alright? We've already talked about the materials and the main part, which is what makes this chair stand out in the market. And I'm going to stand up so you can see it. I'm 1.75 meters tall. Let's talk about all the parts now. Let's break down the chair. I'm 1.75 meters tall, or maybe a bit more. Here it cuts off a little for me, but just so you can see, the height of the chair is fully extended upwards, and the headrest is also fully open. We're reaching about 1.40 meters or so with the chair fully extended. If I sit, you might not see it here, but my feet hang a bit. So does that mean it's really designed for tall people? For the headrest, it has a system. I turned off noise cancellation so you can hear everything clearly. Okay, look, it doesn't fall and you have to press it properly to set the height. Then it's true that we can take it out. It's a bit tough, it clicks, and then we can remove it. Notice that the gear system is well-built plastic, not the kind that looks like it's going to break. Inserting and removing it twice is sufficient, and we can do this anytime with slight force. Of course, it also has a plate here, so you can take it out without forcing it, but I wanted you to see it, okay? The headrest system is amazing. It's made like the rest, with hydrophilic memory foam. It's designed to have a hygienic foam, a mix of good density foam. And as I was saying, the mesh gives it that soft, spongy feel, and it's pure viscoelastic. And it's also made like airplane seats. Okay, it's important that we can adjust the height of the headrest, right? Notice the height it reaches. Yes, it's also practically 10.6 inches the tilt so that our neck is resting at all times, and also the depth. This way, depending on how we position ourselves, we can adapt our ergonomics and our head to the situation we want. Okay, next is the part I mentioned about the back, with the panels and exoskeleton. All of this is combined with the technology implemented in a 2200 mAh battery, which I see down here. Alright. It's a battery that can also be charged via USB-C and offers around 30 days of autonomy. If we adjust it 2 or 3 times a day, that's fine, but pressing the button all day could drain it in 5 to 7 days. But the battery is basically so that we have the option for spinal massage. What that does is it pushes your lower back inward and leaves your spine in an S shape, and then it moves it back so your lower back can rest like that. And then we have 2 other little buttons to adjust the height and tilt to set our posture where we want it. Okay, that's on the left arm. Now, since we're talking about the arms, did I mention that we have 3 little buttons here? They're made of plastic, and the armrests are great since they're high enough for a 90-degree arm angle. They're also about 20 or 10 centimeters approximately. Then, moving forward and backward, we also have about 10 centimeters of range. Alright, in case we want to move it further back or forward, or if we want to get a bit closer and stay more tucked in. Well, look, this way we can avoid having to lower or raise the armrests and always stay at the right height. That's really great. I think you can see here how you can get as close as possible to the chair for opening and closing. We don't have a rotating base for the joint. Rotation occurs around the axis instead. Alright, so if we want to write or be on the phone, we still have it anyway. This movement, which I hadn't seen before, also works with clicks, but is a bit stiff, alright? I mean, not just like that. You can't move it easily with your elbows. You have to use some force and apply some pressure. Alright, I don't know how long this will last over time. It also depends on use and wear, okay? The foams on the top part are firm, but not too hard or too soft. It doesn't leave marks. If you press it with your fingernail, it quickly returns to its original state. But something I have to highlight is the rail system, because this rail system makes it so that when you recline, it moves with you, so there aren't armrests blocking you. When you lean back, your arms move with you instead of staying in front. In other words, you'll be able to move the armrests along with you the whole time, thanks to the rail system, which is honestly a really good system. So your arms don't end up dangling, and you don't get a gap behind you with your arms stuck in between. The movement is really great. The one I mentioned is called Omni Stretch, and for the Recline, we have 4 levels. 4 levels that also let you work in different ways. In this case, we don't have the typical lever here. Instead, we have 2 levers in front, one for raising and lowering the height. This pressure system is really smooth, unlike those that drop suddenly. I'll give it a try, look. And honestly, it goes up and down as smooth as silk. Okay, it's really good, very well thought out. I mean, the compression is good, you can tell it's a premium chair. And then we have the 4 levels that we'll set. Using this lever, the first level reclines to 105 degrees, ideal for working, writing, or other tasks. At the second level, we reach 120 degrees, so we have a slightly more chill recline, a bit more relaxed, so we're working a bit more at ease. At the third level, we reach 135 degrees, maybe for waiting while something is rendering or to play a game on your phone while you're finishing up. To lie all the way back, push the lever and you'll recline to 160 degrees. If you combine it with this Omni Stretch, you'll be in heaven. And if we combine it with the footrest you probably saw in the unboxing, a 2-height footrest we can easily adjust ourselves with a small knob. And this also rocks so it adapts to our feet, so you have a perfect combination. The chair's dynamic system, including tilt, ensures it moves with you and doesn't remain in one position. Then you can lock it so it only goes back to that point and no further, but we don't have the option for it to stay all the way back here. Pay attention to the sound. It's practically silent. I mean, obviously it's gonna make some noise, but it doesn't have any weird friction. It doesn't have a creak. It doesn't have mechanical parts. It has a pressure bellows here, so it's a very smooth system. And as you can see, maybe I'm here editing, I sit down and I want to start the render. I'm going to lower the volume so we don't get startled here. I start watching it. I can lean over anytime and keep working. That is, it's a way of working designed for that purpose, to take care of your back, but at the same time, always have a posture dedicated to each moment of the day. Then we also have a wheel for the firmness and adjustment of the seat and on the left side. As mentioned, the 2200 mAh battery attaches with a single click. Remember, all the cables are tucked in very well underneath, so there are no hanging cables, and a small USB-C cable connects the power base to the Bionic Flex Fit part. This is the exoskeleton I was telling you about. Take a look at it. How it adapts, I mean, when you move, the lumbar support adapts, the tilt adapts, so for every movement, the chair follows you. That's why I said at the beginning that it goes from being a static chair to being a dynamic chair, precisely because it's innovative technology. Then there's the matter of the wheels. I have tile flooring, and since the wheels are made of silicone and are very high quality, they don't make noise or leave marks. That's super important. Also, the chair is practically weightless. I mean, obviously the chair does have some weight. It weighs around 10 or 11 kilos. But the chair moves really well, very smoothly, and like I said, without making too much noise. So let's move on to the conclusions. After using it for several days, I can say that the LiberNovo OMNI delivers on what it promises. And even more so if you buy the footrest accessory, which is one of the best things you can do. The dynamic backrest system and how it adapts to you, that's one of the things that should be highlighted. The headrest really works and it's very soft. The whole comfort part feels really good, like I said, with memory foam, and the balance between style and ergonomics also looks great. And the materials are durable. The comfort, as I mentioned, is quite noticeable, even in long sessions. Now, things to keep in mind, obviously, you need some space to set it up. It's not a super big chair. As you can see, it's a standard size for any essential chair. I think if you want absolute comfort, buy this footrest, which has a rigid part and also a slightly flexible part so you can rest your legs in different positions. Now, about the price. This is a chair that costs 847 euros on its official website. We're talking about it being around 730 or 740 euros for just the chairs. Expect to pay about 750 euros depending on the distributor. And if we add accessories, like buying the step or an extra battery, then we can easily reach 850 or 860 euros. We won't reach 900 euros, but really, I mean, I've tried several chairs here on the channel, and I've had several chairs like everyone else throughout my life. And this is one of the most comfortable ones in terms of cushioning and movement. And something I should point out that it doesn't have is the reclining feature. I like it when the armrests recline because if you want to use your phone, the controller, or whatever to play. The conclusion is very clear. Not only is a nice chair a tool designed for those who spend all day sitting in front of the computer, someone seeking something sober and elegant, even if you're a young guy who likes gaming. It's a chair that, look, it seems like it's straight out of Dynasty or some sci-fi game from the future. So if you like this review or have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'd like to know your opinion, and of course, thank you. If you've made it to this part of the video, we'll leave the link in the description. Any discounts will be available for you there. Please like and subscribe to help us keep delivering top content from this channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the upcoming reviews. Packed with technology and pure powerful machines, both for your home and your daily life. Without further ado, I'll say goodbye. That's all for today. See you next episode of Tech Ground. I'm going to sit over here, get comfortable, and keep editing because there are a lot more videos to make. See you later.